Hotel family. Welcome back to the Chosen Few channel. I'm your host, Matthew Daniels, and today we're gonna be talking about this claim that the ancestor Harriet Tubman is a fictional character. Okay. So let me just set this up real quick, and we are going to get into this thing. All right. So let me just like I say, just let me test something. Make sure everything is showing on the screen how I want it to, and then we're gonna get started. But y'all can already see we're gonna be talking about what the title says: debunking the claim that Harriet Tubman is a fictional character. Now, honestly, I'm only making this video because someone commented on one of my videos saying that Harriet Tubman was fictional, and it caught me off guard. Now I heard that a while back. I heard that a while back, several years back, but I didn't. Okay, look like we're good, but I didn't actually look into it. But now that that claim has come back to me, I feel it's important for me to just deal with it, man. Okay. So this video is not about anybody in particular. It's not even about the person that made the comment on my channel saying that Harriet Tubman was fictional. I just like addressing certain topics, and you guys know me. May the ancestors' name live on forever, and may their memory never die. So I know that Harriet Tubman was a real historical figure, and what she did for us. She's one of the greatest ancestors of all time, right? And we need to always pay her high honors and high respect. And we can't go around saying that she is fictional without some real serious proof, family, without some real serious proof. So I'm gonna tell you what I did. When somebody told me that Harriet Tubman was fictional, I asked them first and foremost, this is how you always deal with a situation like this, family. You ask them, okay, well, where did you get this information from? Why are you saying this? Who told you that? And I was pointed to an individual named Dane Calloway. Now, again, this ain't got nothing to do with Dane Calloway. It has nothing to do with individuals that made the claim. I just want to defend the name of the ancestor. That's it. That's all. And so they told me that Dane Calloway had the information about Harriet Tubman being fictional. So I went and found the videos. I watched several videos about Harriet Tubman being fictional so that I could see why they were making the claims. And now that I see why they are making the claims, it's really going to be really easy to debunk, family. I mean, it really is not going to take long. I added a lot of stuff in this just to make the video more full, but the claim is going to be debunked really quick. And so I don't want to waste no more time. So let's get into this, family. Okay, so first we have to look at what is the claim. Why are they saying that Harriet Tubman is a fictional character? I told you guys. They sent me to this Dane Calloway video. Y'all see the title of the video? Harriet Tubman is a fictional character created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869. So what is the claim? That Harriet Tubman is fictional because she was created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869. Again, I'm not dealing with the man, I'm dealing with the claim. So now let me say this. The guy Dane Calloway, the gentleman Dane Calloway, he's shared a lot of information in this video, family. A lot of information in this video. Now, I'm not going to chase down every single thing he said in the video. It's pointless. All I need to know is what is the root of the claim that she's fictional. I'm going to debunk that she was created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869, and the rest, you can deal with that on your own time. But I know this is where a lot of the problem come in at, family. Now, there has been things that have been said about Harriet Tubman that people have made up over the years. People can say anything, but just because somebody says something made up about a real person doesn't make that person fictional. Remember that. So remember, this is the claim that Harriet Tubman is fictional because she was created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869. I'm going to debunk that. So check this out. First, let me tell you who Sarah Bradford is. In 1869, 4 years after the end of the Civil War, Bradford wrote her first of two groundbreaking books, Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman. Tubman escaped slavery and then returned to help many others escape as well, traveling to the northern United States and Canada before the Civil War using the Underground Railroad. So Sarah Bradford wrote an autobiography, two actually, one in 1869 and one in 1886 about Harriet Tubman. So Dane Calloway is saying that in 1869, when this lady, Sarah Bradford, wrote her book, Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman, she was creating the character, Harriet Tubman. So he's saying that before this lady right here wrote this book, Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman in 1869, that Harriet, there was no recordation, there was no talk, there was no Harriet Tubman. This lady made her up. He's saying that Harriet Tubman is a fiction of this lady's imagination, and that she created her in 1869 when she wrote the book. Okay, that's who Sarah Bradford is, and y'all know who Congress is. That's a branch of the United States government. Okay, but this lady wrote the story of Harriet Tubman. What we know about her being minty, escaping from slavery, being on the Underground Railroad, saving her people, the things that we honor her for. Helping out in the Civil War, the things that we honor her for. He's saying that this lady created that. I'm gonna have to debunk that, man. This ain't about him. This is about the claim, or anybody who made that claim. Don't take it personal, but nah, I can't let y'all get away with that. So you see, this is another screenshot. I didn't want to play the video. I'm not trying to get flagged. And again, I'm not trying to address him, but you see right here, he shows the book, Scenes in the Life of Harriet Tubman Bradford. So you see, this is what he's talking about. I'm not going to play the audio, but you see the title of the video. This is what he's talking about. Sarah Bradford, 1869, the book, right? And at this point, 17:56, 17 minutes and 56 seconds into the video, he posts this on the screen. Entered according to Act of Congress in the year that says 1869 by William G. Wise, such and such, such and such. And he's talking about a document, but this is just to show that he's talking about Sarah Bradford. He's talking about Congress. He's talking about 1869. I'm not making this up. I'm not putting words in anyone's mouth. This is why they say she's fictional, family. Now, there's other stuff that they're using that came later on that they're saying is not real about her life. And there is some myth about her life. But they're saying that this is when she was created. She wasn't born in like 1822. She was created in 1869. Know the claim. So when I debunk it, you'll clearly see it. And you will know how to debunk it if anybody says this to you. Okay. So how do we debunk this erroneous claim in 2 slides? I really could do it in 1, but I'm going to do it in 2. How do we do it, family? How do we do it? We do it with chronology. If they say that she was created in 1869 and I show evidence of her before 1869, guess what? She was not created in 1869. The claim is false, and Harriet Tubman is not a fictitious character. Let's clean up this stuff. So this is the book, The Story of the Negro, by Booker T. Washington. This is an excerpt out of that book. He says, one of the most singular and interesting figures among the people who were engaged in the work of the Underground Railroad was Harriet Tubman. She escaped from slavery sometime about 1849 when she was between 20 and 25 years of age. It was the fear that she and her brothers were to be sold south that finally led her to make the attempt to escape. She started with her brothers from her home in Maryland, guided, as she said, only by the North Star. But after the fugitives had made some distance, the brothers, who feared that they would not succeed, turned back, and Harriet went on alone. Stop. Pause. Now, Booker T. Washington was born in, I think it was 1915. I mean 1856. And he died in 1915. He died 2 years after Harriet Tubman. Now, I'm not saying he ever met her, but I'm saying they was alive at the same time. So we pushing back that clock, family. We pushing back that clock. So here is a claim right here that he's saying she escaped from slavery sometime about 1849. So we see recordation of a story of Harriet Tubman escaping from slavery in 1849. 1849 is 20 years before 1869. So if we can prove that Booker T. Washington is correct, and Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery sometime about 1849, then guess what? The claim, hold on. The claim that she was created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869 will be debunked. Because 1849 is 20 years before 1869. Are you with me, family? If I prove the 1849, let me prove it. Let me stop talking. Y'all here for the information, family. Primary source. This is actually you ever noticed how people can show y'all ads from when slaves would escape, and then they would run ads in the newspaper for a reward? It'll be like $100, $20, $200. Such and such escaped from such and such in this state. They have family in this state, possibly headed there. They'll describe them, right? But did you know, family, that they have this for Harriet Tubman? Now, if this predates 1869, we've successfully debunked the claim in 2 slides. Runaway from the subscriber on May the 17th. 3 Negroes named as follows. Harry, aged about 19 years, has on one side of his neck a wing just under the ear. He is of a dark chestnut color, about 5 feet 8 or 9 inches high. Ben, 25 years old, and Minty, 27 years. Chestnut color, fine looking, 5 feet high. Minty is Harriet Tubman. One of the things that they say about Harriet Tubman as well is they was like, and then some people say her name is Aura Minty, and then some people say her name is Harriet. Well, which one is it? Well, guess what? Her original her birth name is Aura Minty, but they was calling her Harriet. And so her nickname was Minty. That's why her nickname was Minty. That's why you see on this primary document Minty. And those are 2 brothers, Harry and Ben. That's documented. That's part of the story. So Sarah Bradford didn't say that her nickname was Minty. Sarah Bradford didn't say that she had a brother named Harry and a brother named Ben. Sarah Bradford didn't say that. Look at the date, October 3rd, 1849. Primary source, 1849 is 20 years before 1869, family. Harriet Tubman was not a fictional character. That claim successfully debunked. Now we finna just floss and get through the rest of the video, family. For anybody that's wondering, I wanted to put this timeline in here. This is the timeline. 1849, 1869. 1849 is first. She can't be created in 1869 if we have primary documentation of her and her brothers and her nickname Minty from 1849. Let's continue, family. So, was Harriet Tubman created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869? Absolutely not. Now, it's going to get worse. Now, look at this, family. Who is this? This is William Steele, born October 7th, 1821. He died July 14th, 1902. Now, they said Harriet Tubman was created by Congress and Sarah Bradford. So why do William Steele know her? This man personally knew her, family. Like, personally knew her. Is he fake too? Is he in on the conspiracy? Is it Congress, Sarah Bradford, and William Steele? You can't say William Steele is fictional. Well, you might, but you can't say he in on the conspiracy. Well, you might, but you didn't in the beginning. You didn't say Congress, William Steele, and Sarah Bradford. You said Congress and Sarah Bradford. So I'm finna show y'all somebody else that knew Harriet Tubman besides Congress and Sarah Bradford. to show you that you can get the story from her from other people. So he wrote the book, The Underground Railroad Records. I actually have this book. I quoted in a lot of my videos. So The Underground Railroad Records is an 1872 book by William Steele, who is known as the father of the Underground Railroad. It is subtitled, listen, family, a record of facts, authentic narratives, letters, etc., narrating the hardships, hairbreadth escapes, and death struggles of the slaves and their efforts for freedom, as related by themselves and others, or witnessed by the author, together with sketches of some of the largest stockholders and most liberal aiders and advisors of the road. May their name live on forever and may their memory never die. You telling me all this fake? The book chronicles the stories and methods of some 649 slaves who escaped to freedom via the Underground Railroad, family. Come on, man. And he knew her. This too easy. This too easy. Look what's in this book. Now, he has documentation records, bro. Records and letters written during the time of the events. Primary sources going back to prior to 1869. I'm finna show you somebody else that knew her prior to 1869 other than whoever put that thing in the ad, right? Look on page 235 of the Underground Railroad Records. Look at the top. Moses arrives with 6 passengers. Look at the date. It's highlighted in the middle. I wrote the pertinent information off to the right. 12 month 29 1854. We're going to read it in a second. Just look at the highlights. December 29th 1854, family. So this is a letter from December 29th 1854. Is 1854 before 1869? Yes, by like 15 years. Look what it says. We're going to read the whole thing, but look. Harriet and one of the men had worn their shoes off their feet, and I gave them $2 to help fit them. So in 1854, they say the ancestor Harriet Tubman was putting in so much work to help her brothers and sisters get free that she had wore the shoes off her feet. And now you got people in 2022 talking about she was created in 1869 and she was putting in that pain in 1854. Primary source. Come on, man. No, this is too easy. Too easy, fam. Too easy. And look at that, December 29th. That's right off Christmas. That's right off Christmas. Around Christmas time, y'all, you probably got your tree up, presents under the tree. You living good and you being thankful. She was free. She wasn't off in Canada just being thankful that she was free around Christmas time. She was spending her Christmas giving somebody else a Merry Christmas by trying to let them get free. And now you saying she fictional? It would be better to just say that people made up some stuff about her, but she does have a great story. She was on the Underground Railroad. She did help in the Civil War. You're not taking that all that's proven. But yeah, you could say some people may have added some stuff along the way, but you're not going to get away with saying that she was fictional, family. Look, and this letter, look at that. Thomas Garrett. Remember the name? That's another person who I'm going to prove know her. He wrote that. He wrote that Harriet ran the shoes off her feet. A man named Thomas Garrett in 1854. So William Steele knew her. Thomas Garrett knew her. Whoever put that ad in the newspaper knew her. But she was created by Sarah Bradford in 1865. Stop. Look at the bottom. Harriet Tubman had been their Moses, but not in the sense that Andrew Johnson was. So we got Harriet Tubman. We got Minty. We got Moses. We got her on the Underground Railroad helping people get free. We got her escaping with her brothers, right? We got one of her brothers named Ben. We know her daddy named Ben. Would make sense that one of her brothers would probably be named after him, right? We got all of this without Sarah Bradford, man. We got all of this without Sarah Bradford, man. Stop that. So who is Thomas Garrett? Thomas Garrett was an American abolitionist and leader in the Underground Railroad movement before the American Civil War. He helped more than 2,500 African Americans escape slavery. For his efforts, he was threatened, harassed, and assaulted. A $10,000 equivalent, $10,000 equivalent to $325,720 in 2021 bounty was established for his capture. He was arrested and convicted for helping Emmeline and Samuel Hawkins escape slavery. So the kid did time for helping people escape, right? And he was talking about Harriet in 1954. So is he fake? Is Thomas Garrett a fictional character as well? And is he in on the conspiracy too? Is it Congress, Sarah Bradford, William Steele, the newspaper, and Thomas Garrett? The rabbit hole getting deeper and deeper and deeper, family. 1854 is 15 years before 1869. Look what he says. We made arrangements last night and sent away Harriet Tubman with 6 men and 1 woman to Allen Agnews to be forwarded across the country to the city. So in 1854, we got record for helping people escape. 15 years before 1869. Debunked, man. You can't use that one. Well, nobody can use that one. Nobody, you can't use that one, family. And I just wanted to zoom in on that just to make sure you saw Harriet Tubman had been there. Moses, Sarah Bradford didn't write that. William still did. Look what he says about it. She had faithfully gone down into Egypt, talking about Harriet Tubman, and had delivered these 6 bondmen by her own heroism. Harriet was a woman of no pretensions. Indeed, a more ordinary specimen of humanity could hardly be found among the most unfortunate-looking farmhands of the South. Yet, in point of courage, shrewdness, and disinterested exertions to rescue her fellow men by making personal visits to Maryland among the slaves, she was without her equal. Look at that. Seemed wholly devoid of personal fear. That's what they said about Harriet Tubman, family. Look at the bottom. When on her errands of mercy through the South, yet she would not suffer one of her party to whimper once about giving out and going back, however worried they might be from hard travel day and night. Times were very critical and doesn't. You see, family. So this is the Harriet Tubman that we know. This is the Harriet Tubman that we know. We have other people. We have other people who knew her. William Steele, Thomas Garrett. That's 2. It's over. It's over, man. It's over. Her like, it is probable, was never known before or since. That's not Sarah Bradford. That's not Congress. That's not after 1869. That's what somebody said about her before 1869. You got to understand this. This is somebody talking about Harriet Tubman before 1869, and this is what they're saying about her. They said that they made up Harriet Tubman to try to make everybody feel good. No, they didn't make her up. She was just that real. She was just that heartless. She was just that fearless. She had more heart than a lot of people that's living today. That's why it seemed like a superhuman to some people, because they could probably never see themselves doing it. You have to be able to see yourself doing it, man. You have to be able to see yourself doing it. They were saying she was great back then, before 1869. The people that knew her said she was great. Her life, it is probable, was never known before or since. May your name live on forever, and may your memory never die. 15 years before 1869, family. Let's get through this. Let's get through this. Now, look. Now, check this out. I'm going to do this because I'm the real bookworm. I don't have to do it, but I'm going to do it. Now, on the right, you have the Underground Railroad Records, my printed copy. You know what somebody going to say. Oh, that's just a book. I can say anything. That's not no primary. That's a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. They printed that up and yada, 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 yada. Well, if I could just direct your attention to the picture on the left, it's saying the same thing that it's saying in the book, fam. Look at the top. Harriet Tubman, December 29th, 15. Matter of fact, I'm going to do this. Y'all ain't getting away. Look at that. Look at that. Harriet Tubman, December 29th, 54. This is the actual journal. You're looking at it. They have his papers. His family gave his family donated the papers. They got these records, man. Ain't nobody making none of this up. Look, arrived. John Chase. You can see Ben Ross. Now James Stewart. Henry Ross, now Levine Stewart, and look right there, Robert Ross. Go over, Underground Railroad Records, Benjamin Ross, alias James Stewart, Henry Ross, alias Levine Stewart, and Robert Ross. Now I want y'all to think about that. See how they aliases was Stewart once they escaped? Benjamin Ross, Robert Ross, and Henry Ross. Those are Harriet Tubman brothers. She helped her brothers escape. She brought them. She even went back and helped her brothers escape. This is before 1869. Sarah Bradford didn't make up the fact that she helped her brothers escape. She really did help her brothers escape. And they were saying it 15 years before Sarah Bradford had a book, bro. I'm sorry. But look, you see how the alias was Stewart? Remember that the alias was Stewart. That's going to make sense in a later video, because I've seen people saying she was related to King James. And I'm thinking it got something to do with that, because they say it's the Stewart family. But I gotta look into it. I don't really know. But y'all see it, man. Y'all see it. Y'all see the primary, man. Come on, man. Y'all see her name. I'm gonna show y'all her name one more time. Harriet Tubman, December 29th, 1854. But they want you to believe that Harriet Tubman was a fictional character created in 1869. Look, 15 years before 1869. Harriet Tubman, December 29th, 54. May your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Man, this too easy, man. So was Harriet Tubman created by an act of Congress family and Sarah Bradford family in 1869 family? You need a new narrative. 1849 is 20 years before 1869. 1854 is 15 years before 1869. Y'all see it. I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna beat them over their head with that, but I already said it. So here's another letter. Arrival from Dorchester County, 1860. Now this is 1860. This is a letter from 1860. Again before 1869. Overload. Blood all over the floor. The real bookworm destroys the claim that Harriet Tubman is fictional. Harriet Tubman's last trip to Maryland. Look, the following letter arrived from Thomas Garrett throws light upon this arrival. So here's Thomas Garrett again writing a letter December 1st, 1860. And again, around Christmas time. She helping her people get free. Christmas angel. Y'all got the nerve to say she fictional, but I'm not saying y'all got the nerve. I'm not attacking anybody that believes this or teaches this. I'm not, man. I'm not. But what I'm saying is the ancestors, mine, they are near and dear to me. And this is one of the greatest ones, man. And it kind of hurt me to see people running around saying that she fictional, man. Just that she fictional. No, maybe we can address individual parts of her story and address if these things are true that they have said throughout time. But saying that she's fictional, that's too much, man. That's too much. No, we got to dial it back and say Harriet Tubman is real. Now, if you want to talk about what they say about her, if you want to debate how many people she helped escape, let's debate that. If you want to debate how many trips she made to Maryland, let's debate that. But her existence, you can't tell me she was created in 1869. And I'm showing you a letter from 1860 that says, to William Steele from Thomas Garrett, I write to let thee know that Harriet Tubman is again in these parts. Last evening, from one of her trips of mercy to God's poor, bringing 2 men with her as far as Newcastle. This is 1860. They're saying she's doing everything that Sarah Bartman was talking about. Look what he says. I shall be very uneasy about them till I hear they are safe. There is now much more risk on the road till they arrive here than there has been for several months past, as we find that some poor, worthless wretches are constantly on the lookout on 2 roads that they cannot well avoid, more especially with carriage. Yet, as it is, Harriet, who seems to have had a special angel to guard her on her journey of mercy, I have hope. So he says he has hope for them because they are with the ancestor Harriet, man. May her name live on forever and may her memory never die. And he say Harriet, who seems to have had a special angel to guard her. So it's not mythology that people felt like she had some kind of covering. This is what they were saying about her when she was alive. Family, the people who knew her, that's who said it, not Sarah Bradford. Look, these slaves from Maryland were the last that Harriet Tubman piloted out of the prison house of bondage, and these came through great tribulation. Look down towards the bottom. Harriet Tubman being well acquainted in their neighborhood. People knew Harriet Tubman. Plenty of people found. Was she created by an act of Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869? Man, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, real quick, about her being in the Civil War. I want to address this, and I'm going to jump off, man, because I didn't want to be on here this long. They also say that Harriet Tubman was in the Civil War. And so what I want to do, I want to show you attestations to her being helping out in the Civil War prior to 1869 as well, just to validate some of that. So Booker T. Washington says, during the Civil War, she was employed in the Secret Service of the Federal Army, and in the last year of the war, carried papers which admitted her through the lines of the Union Army in any part of the country, wherever she cared to go. She was still living in 1908 in retirement in Auburn, New York. Family. So look at this. I'm gonna show you Just so y'all don't panic. This is the source. I'm gonna give y'all the source to this document because I know what y'all gonna say. This is a grainy document, whatever. I'm gonna give y'all the source on the next slide. But this is from the Massachusetts Historical Society. This is a letter from Colonel Frank E. Howe to Governor John A. Andrew. And I took this little clip off what's said at that link I'm going to give you. But it says it looks like the two letters. It's talking about two letters that's referring to Harriet Tubman, written by Colonel Frank E. Howe to Governor John Andrews. So we can add two more people on the list that knew Harriet Tubman. The link says the source says it looks like the two letters in our collection document Tubman's trip south from Boston as she embarked on this espionage mission. Both letters were written by Colonel Frank E. Howe in New York, formerly a member of Governor Andrews' staff. The first dates from January 10th, 1862 and begins, "Colored woman arrived and is cared for." Look at it. Let's look at it in the document. Colored, you see it? Colored woman arrived. Then it says and cared for, but the colored woman, that's Harriet Tubman family. That's Harriet Tubman family. It's right there in your face, family. And this letter is from January 10th, 1862, family. Again, we still before 1869. I don't even have to go to her trying to petition the government to get her money. I'm going to show some of that, but I don't have to go to that. I can go to prior to 1869, family. Look at that. And let's look at what the other letter says. On January 21st, 1862, Howe wrote to Andrew again, this time marking his letter confidential. After discussing other matters, he said, "I have a letter from Washington informing me that the colored underground woman did not sail in the Baltic, but her luggage did. Will send a pass on for her, and it's all I can do." So on January 21st, 1862, we got Colonel Frank E. Howe writing to Governor John A. Andrew saying that the colored underground woman did not sail in the Baltic, but her luggage did. We'll send a pass on for her, and it's all I can do. The colored underground woman. You know that's Harriet Tubman, family. Stop playing these games, man. Look, colored underground woman. I read everything, man. I read everything. You're not gonna tell me Harriet Tubman is fictional. Oh, no. And so now watch, check this out, family. Now this, it may be a little grainy, so I just want to show you something. I'm gonna zoom in on it. This is a report. Now this is basically a document from February 7th, 1899. This is after 1869. Mind you, I killed them on before 69 already, but this document is going to further murder the subject. But this is referring to Harriet Tubman trying to get a pension from the government. I don't want to really too much go into that. I just want to debunk the claim. And so what I want to do, let's zoom in on something. So you see it say top, Harriet Tubman Davis, February 7th, 1899, to accompany H.R. 1982. That's a bill. Pay attention. That's a bill. Bill H.R. 4982, granting a pension to Harriet Tubman Davis. Okay, that's what this document is talking about. Now, in this document, it has a copy of a couple of letters. This is a copy of one of the letters that's in that document from 1809. It's a letter from July 25th. Hold on. From July 25th, 1865. Okay, 1865. Again, we're closer to 1869, but I still got these boys beat by 4 years. Was Harriet Tubman created in 1869 by Sarah Bradford in an act of Congress? The Real Bookworm got a letter from July 25th, 1865. Let's see what it say. My dear sir, Harriet Tubman, a colored woman, has been nursing our soldiers during nearly all the war. Documentation of her being a nurse. That didn't come from Sarah Bradford. She believes she has claims for faithful service to the command in South Carolina. So she felt like she had faithful service of command in South Carolina. That didn't come from Sarah Bradford, with which you are connected, and she believes you would be disposed to see her claim justly settled. Now let's see what somebody that knew her before 1869 said. I have known her long as a noble high spirit, as true as seldom dwells in the human form. Everybody that knew her spoke highly of her. May your name live on forever and may your memory never die. Now y'all trying to tell me that she's fictional because she's so great? If she, man, you mean to tell me if she wouldn't have been so great, you wouldn't say she was fictional? If she wouldn't have helped save her brothers and sisters, yo, she would have been real in. But since she was great, she got to be fake? No, you ain't going to take our hero. Look at this. Look at this. Mayor General Hunter, General Rufus Sexton, in a letter referring to Miss Tubman, says she was employed by General Hunter, and I think both by General Steffens and Sherman. That's three more generals that knew her, fam. You could get out of here. And is as deserving of a pension from the government for her service as any other of its faithful servants. In a letter to Brigadier General Gilmore from headquarters, Colored Brigade Street, Helena Island, South Carolina, July 6, 1863. This is July 6, 1863, before 1869. Colonel James Montgomery, commanding brigade, said, I would respectfully recommend to your attention Miss Harriet Tubman, a most remarkable woman, invaluable as a scout. So her being a scout didn't come from Sarah Bartman. I done just sat up here and basically verified every pertinent aspect of Harriet Tubman's life being documented prior to 1869, family. And so now I'm finna get up off of it, man. Debunking the claim that Harriet Tubman is a fictional character created by Congress and Sarah Bradford in 1869, family. That's not real at all. So, if you want to support, click the link in the description. Go to dandyandbigherm.com and order one of my books. I got 4 books out. Y'all know it. I'm the real bookworm, fam. Y'all click that link and y'all go get one of them books, man. I really appreciate it. But let me end this. Let me get out of all of this and let me get back. Okay. Oh, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the chat, man. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking at the chat. But cause I had the screenshot going. My fault. But hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Shout out to everybody that's in there. Salute to everybody for watching the video. I hope y'all appreciate this information. And just tell the people that's making that claim, man. Just tell them, look, check this out, man. Yes, people told some lies about Harriet Tubman after the fact, right? But Harriet Tubman is definitely real, and she was not created in 1869. We could prove it anyway. This your brother Matthew Daniels, a.k.a. I'm Pooh, a.k.a. The Chosen Few, a.k.a. The Real Bookworm. But I'm not just a bookworm world. I'm the real bookworm. Make sure you get it right. And as always, may your name live on forever, and may your memory, family, never die. I'm out.